Hi everyone. Picture this. Imagine a girl always at the top of her class with dreams as high as stars. That's me, a girl with a plan. But as John Lennon famously said, life always happens when you're busy making other plans. Let's embark on a journey together, a journey that I hope will not only inspire you, but will also resonate with your own experience of chasing dreams, facing challenges, and ultimately finding your wings to soar beyond the horizon. So that's me, Reema Patne, CEO at The Life Coach Reema, the founder of the healthcare NGO RDoc, a corporate techie, and most importantly, a believer in the power of resilience and transformation. My story starts like many. I was a poster girl for academic excellence, the school head girl, the best outgoing student, the pride of my family, beaming with ambition. Success in academics was not just my goal, it was my identity. Wait, you are missing an integral part of my story. Imagine a world where a birth of a girl often sparked the whispers of bias rather than celebration. That was a world my sister and I were born into. But in our little corners of the world, my parents were quite revolutionary. My whole family stopped speaking to them, and they had to face the whispers about their dark future. But our parents saw our arrival not as a limitation, but a promise of potential that could rival any societal expectations. To them, we were the torchbearers of the new era. So, this pursuit of excellence led me to blindly follow the script. Pursued engineering at the esteemed JSS Bangalore and then masters in UK. Returning back to India, the corporate world greeted me with open arms. The job, the salary, the prestige, it was everything a successful graduate could ask for. My life seemed predetermined, comfortably fitting into the societal mold of success. A choice more aligned with societal expectation rather than personal passion. Even though the societal script said I made it, a part of me remained unfulfilled. So, with each step, with each achievement, I was carrying a burden of expectations and a weight of silent struggle against the gender bias. So, why did I feel like something was missing? Deep inside, a different dream was brewing. The one which didn't involve any algorithms or code, but a deep seated desire to serve the community. Marriage brought a partner who identified those dreams and he urged me to chase them. And so the saga of IAS exams began. So there I was at the crossroads. On one path lay a comfortably well paying job, an embodiment to societal success, and on the other, an uncertain journey towards my dream to become an IAS officer, the role I believed would help me to touch the lives directly. But the decision was not just about changing careers, it was about challenging the very fundamental of what I and those around me believed to be the epitome of success. Imagine a scene, a studious girl, now a woman, poring over books, burning the midnight lamp. Each day was a marathon of study, an endless loop of learning and relearning. And for IAS exams, it is all or nothing. Clear all three stages, prelims, mains, and interview in one go, or start from the prelims the next attempt, no matter how close you were. So, my first attempt at the exams were like entering into the battlefield unguarded. I had the tools, but the terrain was unknown. But passing the prelim was a spark of hope. It was just the beginning. As I navigated through this grueling process, the societal whispers turned into roars. Why leave a successful career for this? They asked. Is it worth it? So, with each attempt, my pressure mounted. The second attempt brought me closer, yet not close enough. But it was in my third attempt, the ground beneath me shook. I had expected to move forward, but instead, I found myself stumbling right at the start. And not clearing the prelims, the basic stage in the IAS exams, was a blow that echoed the whispers and criticisms I had tried to silence. And it was a moment of self doubt. Was I chasing an unattainable dream? My fourth attempt was my last attempt. It was now or never. But reaching the interview stage, the last hurdle, filled me with mix of hope and anxiety. But fate had other plans. Falling short at the final stage, the last hurdle, the dream I had nurtured for, sacrificed for, and believed in, slipped through my fingers like a grain of sand. And aftermath was a whirlwind of emotions, depression, frustration, a sense of loss so profound, I felt like I was mourning a part of myself. And the societal, I told you so, was like salt on an open wound. I once again stood at the crossroads, battled by failure and societal judgments. And along with this journey, I also had to face another harsh reality of my life. My health had taken a backseat. I looked in a mirror and saw a complete stranger. I battled obesity, depression, cyst in my ovary, a slipped disc, and a fatty liver. I had to undergo multiple surgeries for recurring cysts. It was a reality check. I realized in chasing one dream, I neglected the most important aspect of all, my health. And with harsh reality, I realized I had to take back my health. And you know what they say about hitting the rock bottom? The only way is up. And thus began my wellness journey. I embraced yoga, transformed my lifestyle. I experienced a mental and physical rebirth, experiencing and losing 30 kgs weight. I adopted a disciplined routine of 108 Surya Namaskars daily. Yes, you heard it right. 108 Surya Namaskars daily till date, and experienced an unshakable inner strength within me. This was just more than a physical transformation. It was a metamorphosis that reshaped my entire outlook on life. It was a fight for health, for well-being, for peace. And I honestly never expected the million other amazing things life would throw at me when I started to focus on my health. I automatically gained confidence. I started standing up for what I believed in. I understood the importance of true relations and friendships rather than focusing on societal judgments and societal expectations. So when you feel good from the inside, there is an unmistakable glow about you. Day to day, things seems easier, stress feels manageable, and life gets better. So keeping these things in my mind, I certified myself as a certified wellness coach and a certified relationship coach. But this was just more than a personal victory. It ignited a desire to guide others on their path to wellness. My true calling was not in personal achievement, but in realizing that I need to empower others and help others to overcome their struggles. And I now realize that passing through IAS was not the only way to touch lives. Life with its own twists and turns had led me to a different path, but the essence of my dream to serve the society remained intact. Now, as a life coach, I find myself fulfilling that very purpose. Touching life, helping others, from young orphan students to seasoned professionals, my story resonated, offering hope and guidance. And along with this journey as a life coach, another dream was taking shape. My husband, who is a doctor specialized in lifestyle diseases, we founded our Doc Foundation. Our mission was clear: to extend a helping hands to those battling lifestyle diseases and to provide guidance and supports to those battling health issues. And then came another foreseen challenge that tested us all: the COVID-19 pandemic. It was a crisis that brought the whole world to its knees, especially the healthcare systems in India. But for us, it was a call to action. And leveraging my background from computer science from Swansea University, UK, my team and I developed a free teleconsultation system, a digital lifeline connecting patients with medical care. Through our foundation, we were able to reach thousands offering free consultations. We weren't just fighting the virus, but spreading the hopes. We brought medical support to those less fortunate, provided PPE kits to healthcare workers. So today, I take pride in saying that my initiative with digital healthcare, we were able to significantly reduce the hospitalization during those tough times. And because of this initiative of digital healthcare, we were awarded as the best healthcare leaders of 2021 and 2022. We were also recognized by Government of India several times for serving the community. My journey of self-discovery had led me to a path where I could make a real difference. Not in a way I originally envisioned, but in a way far more profound and far-reaching. Each failure was a lesson in humility and perseverance, and each challenge a masterclass in resilience. But the crucial lesson to remember here is that the true fulfillment comes not from the external validation, but from aligning with one's own true, authentic self. In wrapping up, let's remember only 0.2% of the people crack the IAS exams, leaving rest 99.8% of us pondering, what next? Well, I am a part of that 99.8%. My tale shows that even when one door shuts, there is a vast sky out there waiting for us all if you all believe and achieve it. As a life coach, I have had the privilege of guiding individuals in finding their paths just as I found mine. And through RDoc Foundation, we were able to make a tangible difference in the world of healthcare. But the journey doesn't end here. Life is an ongoing process of growing, learning, and evolving. So when you all embark on your journeys, remember, life won't be smooth or straight. You will face challenges, you will encounter doubts, and sometimes you may even feel that your goal is out of reach. And in those moments, remember my story. Every no, every not yet is not a full stop, but a comma leading to next great chapter of your life. Thank you for walking this path with me today. May your journey be as enlightening and as fulfilling as mine has been. Reema Patnaik, signing off.